I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, and this is the Pleasure Principles podcast. Join me on this journey where sex, science, and sensuality meet. Let's change the conversation around sex and pleasure together. Hello, Superwomen. Today is going to be a loving call out. It is something that you need to hear. It is something that your talk therapists are not telling you. It is something that your friends are not telling you, but it's something that you need to hear if you want to have the magnetic, fulfilling, personal life that matches the success and fulfillment that you get from your career. And you are in good company here because the women in the mentorship helped me with this. So we have been there, we have done these things, and we are also happy to say that we are not doing them anymore. And it has led to more happiness, more joy, more presence, more fulfillment, better sex, better health outcomes. But I'm going to get to that. I want to ask you, as lots of you are new here, and thank you, Superwomen, who have shared this with your friends, your coworkers. I really, really appreciate it. So my question, when was the last time you were truly fulfilled? And not because you had a new bag or you had your highest grossing month, like those, that's fleeting. We get our dopamine hit, but it doesn't last. Fulfilled, like full belly laughing, dancing for no reason, being funny again, having such good sex that you are on a high for days. And yes, that is possible in long-term relationship, even if it feels like you just have a teammate right now. I have clients that at the beginning when they started working with me, their husbands gave them the ick, and now they're planning weekend getaways. It is possible. Stick with me. So we have this common phenomenon where we are pouring into ourselves. We are pouring into our pleasure tank, as I would put it. We're taking the effort, the steps. We have a trainer. We are eating well. Like we're doing the things we should be doing. But when there are holes in our pleasure tank, it doesn't last. The joy, the fulfillment, the health, it doesn't last, or we're working so hard to maintain it. I have an episode 117 of the Pleasure Principles podcast, what every high achieving woman was never told about intimacy and connection. It will explain my pleasure tank analogy if you are new here. And you might feel good on vacation. You might feel like yourself again. Maybe after the yoga class, it's like, oh, you've kind of dropped in, you've landed. But then you're heading home and getting resentful, or back to the office and getting resentful. And the hard truth that I need to share with you, if you feel this way, is that you are contributing to this dynamic. I know this is hard to hear, and I would have been pissed hearing this years ago, because you do so much. You give so much that it's like, can they not just do this one thing for me the way that I ask, or without me asking? I would have said those same things as well. We get left feeling resentful, angry. We are blaming our partners for not doing enough. This is very valid usually. Usually the superwoman is contributing far more overall to her relationships than she is getting back out. It's part of the problem. It's why our pleasure tanks are empty, and it's why we are experiencing feminine burnout. And I have to tell you, you cannot be relational when you are experiencing feminine burnout. I will explain why. So, feminine burnout affects us on 3 levels, and usually you will be experiencing 2 of the 3. And a part of the reason why it feels like I'm in your head is because I have been working with women experiencing this for the last 10 years. And it affects us physically, emotionally, and relationally. And what that looks like is we are exhausted, or it takes us days to relax and be present, even on vacation. And we come home and we kind of feel right back where we started. Your blood work looks the same. Inflamed, sometimes there's cholesterol issues, elevated thyroid antibodies, cortisol, we have dysbiosis, hormone issues. Like, it's these cluster of symptoms that I'm seeing over and over and over, in spite of, you're eating well, you're exercising for the most part, because when things go off the rails, we're going to prioritize everyone else before our health and our needs. We're snapping at our kids or our loved ones. We are resentful towards our partner for not contributing what we're contributing, or not appreciating how much we do. You've had some type of health issue, breast cancer survivor, autoimmune disease, infertility, Lyme disease, in spite of seeing the best practitioners. Sometimes it's a mystery illness that no specialist can solve. And it usually boils down to feminine burnout. Don't know how many times in my clinical practice I heard, my labs are normal, my doctor says everything's good, but I don't feel like myself. I'm not as happy as I used to be. Don't have passion in my relationship anymore. It feels like we're business partners having checkbox sex. It's like I'm watching my life from a bird's eye view. And if you are new here, checkbox sex, that is where it's performative. It's going through the motions. It's checking boxes, like with our CEO brain, just like we would any other task. And the messed up part, almost the shameful part, is that you have so much to be grateful for. You have worked so hard for it. And there's sort of shame in admitting it, to say, I'm not happy in spite of everything I have, everything I built. I don't know what to do. I want a divorce. My client told me the other day, my husband makes me gag. And the hard truth is, the mistakes that you make in relationship by being a CEO, by being a superwoman, like by wearing your superwoman cape in your relationship, you are eroding the connection, the passion, the peace, the joy that you are so desperately seeking. And there is no shame here. I have done these. My clients have done these. And the best part is that we can kind of look back and laugh now. So if this is you, if you are doing these things, you have done these things, give yourself a little grace and head to the show notes and apply to work with me so we can fix this. Superwoman mistakes that erode intimacy and connection. Prioritizing work at the expense of personal life. Just, having nothing left in the tank for loved ones at the end of the day. Selecting our partners because they check boxes. His family was great. He had a great job. He seemed safe. Expecting your partner to pay the same attention to detail as you do when you are not asking. I had a client tell me she has started working out in their home gym, and she'd asked her husband to watch their kids. I think they're like 6 and 8, while she does her evening workout. And they would keep coming in and interrupting her. And it was driving her insane. But Because if she would be asked to, hey, watch the kids so I can go work out, she would watch the kids. But she hasn't clearly stated, like, I need to be uninterrupted. And you think that this would be a given. We assume it would be a given. But you know what? Sometimes it's as simple as a conversation. And then it's like, oh, babe, I'm so sorry. I'll take care of it. And I'm actually going to read you some quite right from our mentorship chat. Controlling him or trying to, mothering him, like reminding him about appointments that have nothing to do with me, like telling him he's due to see the dentist. And I'm laughing, like, I did this. I did this in my marriage, and it doesn't feel good for either. Because, like, if you are being the mother and then they are showing up like a child, part of that dynamic, passively aggressively pointing things out that he needs to change. Like, playing games on your phone is bad for your brain. I've been much better at this since and focusing on my side of the street since this work. Others that I commonly see, sending our partners calendar invites like they're one of our staff, especially when it's something that is super meaningful to you. Okay, so this could be like an anniversary or a celebration. It could be one of your chemo treatments or your doctor's appointments. Like, I cannot tell you the number of times that my Superwomen clients do hard things all on their own, but they didn't ask, or if they asked, it was like from their CEO. And another is using sandwich feedback in place of having a vulnerable conversation. So it's like, oh, I loved that you took the garbage out without me asking. Hate the way you went down on me last night and the way you initiate intimacy by poking me with your erection in bed after I've had a 14-hour day. And oh, thanks for picking up the kids' skates from the skate sharpener. I think feel like that was like a very Canadian example to give. But you get the point. Like, and it's just, I'm cringing at these examples because I know that I've done them and I know how lonely and crusty and resentful I felt at that time. Ooh, two more. And expecting your partner to just know what makes you tick sexually, like putting that burden on him and then being resentful when he can't read your mind, when you have never taken the time to develop pleasure mastery. You have, like, you are not a joy to make love to. Okay. And the last way that superwomen erode intimacy is that nothing is ever good enough. And this happens when our tank is empty, because even if people pour a drop in, even if they're trying, even if they pour gallons in, but there are holes in our pleasure tank and it will run right through, it never feels good enough to us because we haven't done the superwoman deconditioning. We haven't done the pleasure mastery. We have not learned how to hold joy in our system, plug the holes in the tank so the problem stops happening. And then we're blaming those around us when a part of the problem is us. And like, let's be honest, how many of those or versions of those have you done? I've done, I think, all of them at one point or another in my life. And yeah, been a crusty, resentful superwoman, making a lot of money. Things look good on the outside. And I felt very alone and unfulfilled on the inside and just couldn't figure it out how to make it all connect. That's why I started the Pleasure Collective. Gonna tell you a little secret. You do not have a communication problem. You do not have a mismatched libido problem. You do not just need a break, time off, someone to make the dinner, or plan a date night. We like to like point out little things. Oh, well, if he just did this, or after this quarter is over, after my vacation when I had some downtime. How many years have you been making that excuse? And how many years are you going to continue to make that excuse? Because if the problem was that simple, you would have solved it already. If you could just do little bits here and there, or, oh, we're just going to spend more quality time together. If you have feminine burnout, if your tank is empty, let me know how that goes for you. This gets worse, not better, if you do not learn to plug the holes in your tank. Stop blaming others. Stop spinning your wheels. You are not adverse to hard work. In fact, doing more is your natural setting. So why don't, for once, you make it easy on yourself and take the action that is actually going to fix this and give you the tools once and for all. If this is you, I'm speaking to you, speaking directly to you. You see elements of yourself in this and everything that I've been saying, and you don't want to head into the holidays feeling the way you're feeling. You don't want 2025 to feel this way because it's affecting you physically, emotionally, and it's affecting your relationship. Okay, enough is enough. Let's change it once and for all. There are 2 ways to work with me. One is my 3-month private coaching. Head to the show notes, fill out an application. We are going to get on a call if your application is approved, and we're going to work on this stuff together. Plugging the holes in your tank, Superwoman deconditioning, pleasure mastery, everything. My 10 years of experience downloaded to you quickly, efficiently, so that by Christmas, you are not crusty anymore. I have 2 spots left. Do not wait. Do not wait on this. Okay, because we know what it's like when we are at Christmas and we are trying to fake being happy, but really we are like resentful and disappointed inside. Okay, not fun for anybody. And the other, like my highest level, closest proximity to me, most support community, the mentorship. My pleasure and intimacy mastermind for millionaire women wanting as much fulfillment and success in their relationship, in their personal lives, as they have in their careers. If you want to feel connected, present, desired, supported, magnetic, the mentorship is for you. The highest touched, highest value way of working with me. It is private coaching and a mastermind. It's a hybrid. So you get a ton of private support from me, as well as a community of women exactly like you. We are going to be 50% sold out by the end of the month. So again, head to the show notes, fill out an application. Cannot wait to get on a call for you if this is a fit, and have you be one of the women texting me laughing at the things that you used to do to erode connection, or bragging about how happy you are, how fulfilled you are, how amazing the sex you just had was. I'm actually going to read you a text that I got last night. I think we just had the best sex we've had in a long time. He initiated and went down on me. I had 3 orgasms and in 2 different positions. A hallmark of Superwomen sex is that you can only orgasm one way in the same position. So this is a big win. Same position, same stimulation. You get the point. Okay, so why do we do this? Why do we erode intimacy and connection? Well, when we have feminine burnout, our tank is empty. Literally, the way that our brain chemistry is, the way that our nervous systems are, the way that our cortisol is, we cannot be relational. The pleasure centers in our brain are off. They've been turned off from a very, very young age, which is why it's probably been so long since you felt truly fulfilled. And if you have, it was fleeting. That's why you struggle to relax, be present, be taken care of. Because the second thing is that when we are in fight or flight, not only are the pleasure centers off in our brain, we are in our brainstem. We are reactionary. We are surviving. Okay. that is turning off our frontal lobe, the part of our brain that makes us have a sense of self. So when we are in fight or flight, adrenal dysfunction, inflammation, we can't even be intimate or have full intimate connection because we aren't our full selves. Intimacy, into me, you see. We are not letting people see the real us. Some of us, we don't even know the real us. We have spent a lifetime as superwomen with our frontal lobes and our pleasure centers off, where we are doing what we should. We are taking the next right step for career advancement, buying a bigger house, making a better investment, doing what we should, doing the right thing. Our focus is external. It is on everyone else, and it is not on us. So that's also why when our partners like do plan a date night or do pick something for us to do, it's never good enough, or we can't even answer what we want to eat that night or what kind of touch we like, because we have to do some work on our side of the street first. And am I letting our partners off the hook for their side of the street and under functioning? No, I am not in the slightest. But the one thing that we can't control is our side of the street. And what has made us so successful in our careers actually ends up being a hindrance when we try and take it into intimacy and relationships. So if this is you, send me a DM. Would love to hear of the things that you have done to erode intimacy and connection in your partnership. And stay tuned for part 2. Today we talked about the things that superwomen do to erode relationships and why we do them, what happens to our bodies, to our brains. And then next episode, I'm going to talk about how we can start shifting that, what we can start doing. But obviously, if this is you, do not delay. Head to the show notes, fill out an application. If you are not sure which one to fill out one, and I am happy to guide you to your next steps. Take care, superwomen. Have a great week, everybody. If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.